America's democracy may not be the strongest, but at least it's the oldest.
There seems to be some sort of gerontocracy.
We have the oldest leaders among rich countries, and we love all of them. Joe Biden, Donald Trump, this guy. But are there drawbacks to having our leadership with one foot in heaven? I spoke to Mark Fisher, neuropolitics researcher at UC Irvine.
We know that brain function tends to deteriorate with aging. One of the first to go of all the cognitive functions is called executive function. It's decision making.
I see.
What can be more important for a political leader than decision making?
What am I gonna have for freaking lunch? I'm president of the United States. What the heck am I gonna have for lunch? That's a hard decision. And I hope that I have a burger for lunch. I guess I've had this freaky misconception that old people are wiser and smarter than me. And it feels like what you're telling me is that that's not true and I should never trust them.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
I wouldn't say that. No, I think that the experience that one gains over the course of a lifetime, extraordinarily important. But there are some measurable cognitive functions that do begin to decline over the age of 60.
So even though you have more experiences, you are still getting dumber.
You know, I'm a neurologist. Dumb is not a word that we use.
Okay, all right. I'll say it then, don't worry.
So having a bunch of old brains in charge might be a bit of a problem, but this wise old neurologist actually has a solution.
Our Neuropolitics Center, we came out with a recommendation that cognitive testing should be done on all politicians, not just older politicians, all politicians.
Woman, man, camera, TV.
Unsurprisingly, Trump says he aced his cognitive test already.
If you get it in order, you get extra points.
An individual is given a number of things to remember, and then after a period of time, 3 to 5 minutes, they're asked to repeat that.
I mean, those aren't hard things to remember, right? Person, mama, dad.
It's only one part of the exam.
Yeah, thank God.
And by itself, it doesn't determine a whole lot. I mean,
No.
you have to look at the entire exam.
And you have to look at someone's personality. I mean, I have a really good personality.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
But that's really not assessed in cognitive
It
assessment.
doesn't need to be.
Without seeing his test results, we can only guess how well or not well Trump's brain is doing.
Leading by a lot, including Obama. I'll tell you what.
But it did make me curious. Could my brain be president?
My name, Grace. My date of birth, June 30th, 1995.
This first part of the exam, this isn't scored, so this is just identification material.
Okay, God, I would like to be scored on those two, actually, if possible, because I think I got them right. Do you have more difficulties doing everyday activities due to thinking problems? No, I have almost nothing to do on a daily basis. At the bottom of the very last page, right, I have finished on the blank line provided.
So this is a test of delayed recall.
Got it. This one is so easy. Can I call my mom to just double check? Last question.
In the course of just a few pages, we've covered many cognitive domains.
Sir. Did I pass? Let's hear it, brother. Come on. Come on.
You got it.
Woo! Let's go!
Now, if only someone could go to Washington and get our elected leaders to take this test. Okay, fine. I'll do it.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing? Good to see you.
You too. My name's Grace.
I'm Maxwell.
I'm looking for a congressperson.
Well, I am a congressman.
So who does like your Botox or your work? You look incredible.
Thank you, I appreciate it. I'm actually 27.
Yes, most junior congressperson Maxwell Frost is the only person who would talk to me for this story.
So how would you feel about having a cognitive test required for politicians?
I don't think we should have that.
Okay, why not? You worried you'd fail, dude?
What is a cognitive test?
For example, I could show you one.
Yeah.
What are these?
A rhino and a harp.
Congratulations, sir! You get to keep your position. They told me
Great.
that if you screwed this up, that this office would be mine.
I'll be honest, I had to think for like just 2 seconds about what animal that was.
Yeah, of course.
In this baby politician's view, the issue with politics isn't old brains. It's the lack of young ones.
I do think it's an issue that, yeah, young people aren't as represented. I don't think we should like boot out all the old people and just have young people running the country.
So you're not ageist?
I'm not an ageist.
When do you feel like you would retire?
I don't know when I would retire, but I do think we need term limits.
Do you think if you stay in Congress for 34 years, you'll be able to bring Congress to term limits?
Because of how this place works, maybe, but my hope is we'll have it way before that.
So it's not hopeless. We just need our young politicians to stick around until they'll be able to change the system, however long it takes.
You know what? I think I'll vote for you.
You can't.
Why? No.
Because I live in Orlando. I represent Orlando, Florida. If you move to Orlando,
I could go on a paid business trip to Disney World and leave my vote there.
Yeah, that's illegal too.